Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens podcast with your hosts, Nicole Ravioli,
Boss Lady Amy,
and Jasmine the Queen.
So this episode is called Bore Your Face Off because we are going to be talking about continuing education in caregiving and healthcare in general. It's literally the most boring thing you will ever do in your entire life.
And for those of you that know, you know.
You know. So for our healthcare people that listen, obviously we don't have to explain what continuing ed is to you, but for those of us who are not in healthcare, continuing education is literally something that we have to do yearly, and it's all of these classes. There's fire safety. Oh God, there's so many. First aid.
First aid, fire safety.
Standard precautions.
Yep, standard precautions.
I already said fire safety.
And then they also
food
do
safety.
They also do like
Medication
refresher courses
administration.
on different cares with like dementia and all
that one I think is just called dealing with behaviors.
Something
How
like
to
that.
look professional. It's like all kinds of
Yeah.
BS that once
You
you've
have
been in
to do it.
caregiving for a while, this should be common knowledge.
Yeah, you have to do it every year. And then if you're in a hospital setting, if you're in the hospital setting or whatever, you have to make sure you keep your BLS up to date and stuff too. So so then you have to do that class like every year.
Yeah.
Literally everybody
So
other than like people that work in HR and even people that work in HR, I think for like medical facilities
so,
and
for
stuff. I
certain
think
ones.
everybody in healthcare has to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, some sort of videos. Some have less than others depending on what
Department you're
department or job you're doing.
And the funnest part is you can't skip the videos ahead at
No.
all.
Once upon a time, you used to be able to just take the tests, and now they won't even let you skip the videos.
Nope.
It's so irritating.
And then there's actual like classes that
Yeah.
like, someone teaches you.
Yeah, that you have to sit through, that you've
And
heard
this is
like
all things
every
we know.
year for the past how many years you've been working.
And this is required by like
State.
literally anywhere you go. In order to keep your job in caregiving, you must complete all of the hours every year.
Or they fire your ass.
Or you will get fired. I have known that lots of staff to get fired from not completing the courses.
And they send out reminders like as soon as it starts. Like maybe a month or two after it releases, and then another couple months. Hey, how you doing on your continuing ed? Great, because I usually do it all in one go if I can.
Right, that's
If I
usually what
can. Like if I'm working a double or something. Knock shifts though, those are the times that you really want to get it done.
Yes, knock shifts are the best for continuing ed. Don't do what I do, but do what I do. Sometimes I'll log in on multiple devices and I'll have more than one class going at once.
Yeah. Yup.
That's so smart.
That is really smart. I used to do that
I used to have, I'd have it going on my phone, then I'd have it going on like the charting laptop, and then I'd also have it going on the desk. So I'd have 3 classes going on at once.
Yeah, and then you're like, click, click, click.
Yeah, basically, click, walk away from this one,
Do you
click.
know what I hate? The ones that have the interactive things.
Oh, and
Because then you
have
really
to
have to answer the
questions.
questions.
I
Yeah.
know. I hate that so much.
So while the multiple device thing is a great idea, because it is, but like if you have those...
You did not hear it from me.
Never.
But you're on camera saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, you all of a sudden got dementia, huh?
I've had the dimensions.
Oh my god.
The dimensions?
The dementia.
You never heard about that?
No.
You never heard it be called that?
No.
The dimensions.
Oh, God.
What dimension are you in right now?
I don't know. That's a great question. Give me a few minutes, I'll get back to you.
The one where she can get away with saying something on camera and then say that she did not, in fact, say it.
Delusion.
Straight up Delulu, girl.
Danudo.
Oh my god.
Anyways, continuing ed sucks.
It really does.
I mean, unless you're like someone who's brand new to the job, then it can be really, really helpful. Mm-hmm. But also, if you get hired for a company in like December, you have to turn around in January and your continuing ed is due, even though you just.
Or I'm sure most of you people who are caregivers out there know you always have that one employee who's probably like in her 60s or whatever that thinks it's the most important thing in the world all the time.
Yeah.
There's always that one employee.
Always the one.
And she's the one you don't want to work with because you're so annoyed that she thinks she knows everything.
Facts.
I have one in mind right now.
Who do you?
I sure do.
Oh, God.
I have a few that I've worked with in mind right now.
Yeah.
They're like, guys, listen to the teacher. Shh.
Oh my god.
Don't get me started.
And even the teacher doesn't want to be there. The teacher's always like, all right, let's get through this shit. Come on.
I think the last class I did or whatever, I muted the class the whole time and we basically ignored her. And I listened just enough to be like, whatever she'd be like, how you doing over there? I'd like unmute quick and be like, we're great, and then I'd mute her again.
Yep, pretty much.
That's the only bonus about doing it through Zoom now.
Yeah.
Instead of in person.
Yep.
In person is literally the worst.
Yeah, where you have to pay attention and try to stay awake.
So I actually just took the class and it was fine. The teacher didn't want to be there just as much as we didn't want to be there. So it was great. It worked out.
Mm-hmm. It works out when the teacher's like that.
Yeah. I wish we could have that all the time because I've had the ones that like just talk forever and share their stories. And I'm like, I have 9 years of experience. I don't need to hear your stories. I have plenty of my own.
Or when you're in a class and it's stuff that you hear like every year, but there's those random new caregivers that like I always ask like a ton of questions, and I'm like,
yes.
No, like, stop it!
Put your hand down.
You can Google it later.
But like the really dumb questions too, though. Oh my god.
The ones who you're just like, just spend a few more years on the job. You'll understand.
Right.
Because honestly, like,
or Google it later, like the rest of us.
Facts. You can learn quite a bit if you're a new caregiver, but honestly, hands-on is the best way.
It is. It
especially
really is.
in this field, like
hands-on.
I was like, well, I don't want to touch my own knee. It's true though. I feel like the worst part is how they just keep expanding the curriculum. Mm-hmm. So, like, our state, for example, just added another hour of classroom training because they didn't think that 3 hours was enough. So now they added another hour. So now we have a 4-hour class. When is it going to get to the point where it's like 8 hours?
I'm dead.
Which the people who are caregivers know that trying to attend a 4-hour class when you're working like doubles throughout the weeks and stuff or whatever, and you're hella busy.
Yep.
It's not a thing. It doesn't work.
Can we split the 4-hour class up into 2-hour classes? Because that might be doable.
Right.
But like.
Or my favorite, those poor night shift people or whatever that have to come during the day for the 4-hour class and then work that night.
So one thing that is kind of, I guess, nice is that they have been adding a lot more like weekend and evening classes now, only because they know that the state is being ridiculous and adding more and more to the curriculum.
Mm-hmm. And it is ridiculous.
It is.
There's no need.
If they can do it from Zoom, they should be able to do it, you know? Like, they should be able to add it for each shift.
Oh, my favorite?
No camera, no microphone.
My favorite was when both of you were my bosses and we had all those people that didn't show up for their classes.
Oh my god.
And you're like, how? You can literally just Zoom.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking about that.
I know, but like, sometimes they make them like have to come to a facility to Zoom in. And I'm like, why can't they just do it from home?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. There was that one guy, I don't know if you remember, but he got permission to do it from home and just didn't.
How
Just
hard is
didn't.
that? You literally like don't even have to get out of bed. You just need to like log on in your phone.
You just have to make sure you have a shirt on.
Literally the
You
bare
don't even
minimum.
have to wear pants.
Right.
No, the bare minimum. This person could not do it.
Oh my god.
That's okay. That's a little ridiculous.
A lot ridiculous.
If you're in caregiving, you know what you have to do to keep your caregiving job. I mean, it's part of the, I don't know, whatever. Like, you have to do it.
And it's part of keeping your license too if you're
Just
certified.
Put the bare minimum in. Like, it sucks, but literally every single one of us has to do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you'll be fired. So, like, that's what it takes to stay in the job. Just do it and get it over with.
Right.
It's even worse if you're not already med certified.
Oh yeah.
Because then you have to
Then
take
you
like
have
that
to
big
do
long
that.
8-hour course.
Yeah, now it's 2 days.
Yeah, they changed it.
It's 2 days now.
It's 2 classes that are
It's
8
2
hours
8-hour.
long.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I got mine. When I did it was 2 days, but it was 4 hours per day.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
no,
that
mine
was mine too.
Mine was still 1. Mine was still 1 day for 8 hours.
So I had the option of doing 1 8-hour day, but my boss let me do 2 4-hour days because I worked night shift. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, so when I took it, it was like 8, 7
That was
9
actually the shift I
years
blacked out.
ago, something like that.
8, 7, 9?
Yeah, one of those.
That was the shift I actually blacked out for because when I took my class, so I worked the night shift beforehand, and then I had to take the class in the morning, pass the class, and they wanted to train me in on meds right away. So I came back for the PM shift and then had to work that night. And by the time I got to my night shift or whatever, I sat down for 2 minutes and I didn't remember where I was. I woke up to my coworker going like this to me. Yeah, because I didn't know where I was. I was lost. Yeah.
Wait, do you remember like falling asleep even?
No. I completely blacked out.
Oh my god.
How long had you spent awake?
Probably almost 2 days.
Oh.
Like a day and a half-ish, probably. I was so tired. But like I just kept going. Because I was like young.
monster.
Yeah, it was bad. I kept pushing because I was like, at the time I was like a new caregiver and I wanted to be like that above and beyond.
I was there too.
Same.
Yep, and then after I blacked out or whatever, I cut back a little bit. And then as it progressed throughout the years, now I'm just like, yeah, I'm not living
That's
for work.
for the youngins.
I work to live.
I think all caregivers have that phase at some point where they're like, you know, pick me for all the hours. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to help out. I want to show like
Right.
I can be the best. And then you get to a certain point where you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now looking back, I'm like, why did I do that? I just like
It didn't
ran
get you
myself.
anything.
No, it didn't.
You don't have
Because
any
they
of the
don't-
money that you made from that.
No, they don't. They really don't care. They just take advantage of you then, and it's awful. It's not like they give you a bigger raise. It's not like they give you like a better position or anything. They don't do any of that. They just take advantage of you until you basically kill yourself.
No.
And until you threaten to leave, then you might get a raise.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's
and
what happened to me
like
with my
10
first caregiving
cents.
job. Oh no, mine was a couple bucks. I went from like 10 to 12.
It's not
That's
bad.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
pretty decent.
I remember my first caregiving job was like 10.
Same place?
Probably.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
It
my
probably was.
first-
behaviors.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't then.
First caregiving job pay. I think it was $10.75 an hour. And at the time, that was like
Really good.
That was like competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like when I first got my pay or whatever, I was like, oh, that's super exciting. Because I'm like, oh my god, that's so much more than like what I've been making at like minimum wage.
Yeah.
Right.
And now looking back at that, I'm like, I would be living in a cardboard box. like, are you kidding?
That's
like, I I couldn't even imagine trying to live off of that.
We can't even live off of what we make now.
No.
Right.
Not unless, like, the prices went, like, so far down.
Oh my god.
Do you guys want to hear
Price of living.
something super crazy? So when I was job
Yes,
searching,
tell us.
crazy ice. When I was job searching like a week ago, you don't have a wig on. Stop it. Can I please talk?
Toss.
Apparently not. Fuck you. I'm talking. Anyways, so I was job searching. I'm gonna keep repeating like the same thing until I actually get to finish my thought because that's just how I have to start it.
You interrupted yourself this time.
I'm about to walk out. I'm about to just walk the fuck out. I was job searching the other week, and I literally saw a place that was hiring for CNAs for $13 an hour. 13.
That's horrendous.
That is like literally so bad.
For CNAs though. Like,
Right.
you
Yeah,
actually
but you
have
have to
your
be
certification.
Oh hell no!
I knew that was going to be your reaction too.
No.
Oh, it was
no.
fine. Yeah, no. I've seen a lot of places like that, like, and some caregiving places that are still hiring at between like 10 and 12, and I'm like, that's what I was making when I started.
They
caregiving.
are literally
Absolutely
living
not.
in like 20 whatever that was.
I'm
12.
also tired of
2012.
like telling places that like I've got like lots of experience and they'll be just like, we're gonna start you at our base pay. Mm-hmm. Excuse me?
Bitch!
Excuse me, I've been working in different fields for 10 years and you're gonna start me at base wage when I'm looking for another job? No, I don't think so. Like
Absolutely not. So next month, I will have been doing this for 9 years. I will be damned if I am making the same amount as someone else who is just starting out. Like, give them another 9 years and then we'll fucking talk.
Like, I don't think
I like how
companies
we're all
realize.
like a year behind each other.
I know.
Cause you're like 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was gonna say that goes in order of age too, but it doesn't because I'm older than you.
Yeah.
Suckness.
But you
So
started
close.
later because you did bartending first.
No, I did phlebotomy first.
Oh, you did
I went to school
phlebotomy
for
first.
phlebotomy, and then I got into caregiving while I was
Mhm.
waiting for a job there.
Same
I mean,
shit.
phlebotomy is almost the
basically.
same thing. You just don't have to do as much. It's mostly blood.
It's
It's not at all the same.
It's still healthcare. Like,
It's still
the same
healthcare,
field.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a different part of the same field.
I know. I did phlebotomy.
I know. But the way you said it, I was like poking people with needles all day and like testing.
Oh yeah,
teeth
I know. But
is not the
still.
same.
But yeah, I know.
But phlebotomists, like, I
I
feel
did
like
kinda-
they should
I-
make way more.
They should. I
Absolutely.
honestly, I low key enjoyed when like they would ask me for something, and I can be just like, I can press your button and your nurse can come help you.
Yes.
I was low key happy about that because I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
So, like, it's so shitty, but at the same time, it's so hilarious
Right.
because you're not the aide this time.
Right. I have like stuck and helped them a little bit. Like if they needed a boost and I happen to be in there, I'm like, that's fine.
Right.
Fine.
I guess I'll move you up in bed.
If I have to.
Can you hand me that water over there? Do it yourself!
Whatever. Oh Lord.
Well, we fell way off topic.
At least we talked a lot.
Yeah.
We did. And you know what? I mean, we stayed on the same playground, just not the same slide. So we're moving up in the world, you guys.
We are.
We're on that one metal bumpy slide that most children fall off of and get hurt.
The one that makes the squeaky sound if your back touches it.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel the burn.
I know. Why did they think metal slides were ever a good idea?
I don't know, but they were not.
Yeah, they were not.
Ever.
And then, like, in the
I
hot
can
summer days where the
literally
fucking metal, like, scorched your skin off.
I feel it right here in the center of my
I
back.
know.
It's all coming back.
It's all coming back to me now. Anyways, Continuing ed, I think we covered pretty much all we can cover on continuing
Pretty much.
ed.
We did. I think the only thing that we didn't really touch on was the fact that nowadays college education in certain parts of healthcare, obviously not like if you're going to be a doctor, but in certain parts is getting to be a little bit overrated.
Right.
I mean, and that doesn't just stick to healthcare, that's everything.
Right.
Because a lot of times you need like some sort of apprenticeship, which is unpaid, or like you need so many years experience. Well, how do you expect anybody to get experience if you're not going to hire them to give them the experience that they need?
And in this day and age, who do you think is going to work for free? Nobody?
Thank you.
Nobody.
No.
Not even for an internship.
No.
Unless you're doing the internship while you're still in college, I doubt anybody's going to do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
No. And I think as far as like caregiving and stuff goes, like we were just talking about as far as experience, like I feel like a caregiver with as much experience as we have is very close to someone who has been going to school for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, to work in HR, you can literally just get like an office job with whatever company you work for, and they can just hire you for HR from there.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of companies that, you know, you can start out in caregiving or whatever and move up the ranks. And then if you've been a dedicated employee for so long, they'll trust you with an office position.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Not
honestly,
like I speak from experience.
Well, yeah,
right.
and honestly, I feel like there's like a lot of people who do get out of college now and they can't even like use their degrees. Like I can think of a couple of people right now that like they have decent jobs or whatever, but neither of them are using their degrees or even needed their degrees to get those jobs.
Yep.
So
I
Exactly.
know of quite a few too.
Yep. So like it's
Same.
honestly better to like find a position you love, get minimal schooling if you need to or whatever, and then build yourself up from there.
Yep.
So
Continued education? Not talking about caregiving. What?
okay, socials go.
Me?
One of you, I don't care.
Boss Ravioli Queens.
Literally everywhere.
TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
And email.
And
Email.
email at, it's bossravioliqueens@gmail.com, and it's all lowercase. No spaces.
So until our next episode, I hope you enjoyed.
Bye.